Hi everyone, in this video, let me share some popular FAQs that businesses have asked on e-invoice schema or government notified format. If you haven't watched our video on basics of e-invoice schema or overview of its contents, then please do check out the link left in the description below to watch and learn about e-invoice format. Not only this, but we also have a host of videos for you to learn A to Z about e-invoicing under GST. Check out the playlist link of which is left in the description below. Now, without a further delay, let's proceed to talk about some important questions asked on e-invoice schema. What is an e-invoice schema? Schema simply means a structured template or format. E-invoice schema is a standard format for electronic invoice. It is notified as Form GST INV-1. As told earlier, check out mandatory fields of the e-invoice schema by watching our video, link of which is left in the description box below. Why is an e-invoice standard or schema required? Businesses must prepare, generate invoices in their respective ERP or accounting or billing softwares. All these software will have their own format for storing the data of invoice. Thus, the e-invoice generated by one system is not understood in the same manner as by the other system, thereby necessitating the data entry efforts and consequent errors and reconciliation problems. Schema acts as a uniform standard for ERP or billing or accounting software providers to build utility in their solution or package to prepare e-invoice in a notified standard format, thereby ensuring e-invoice generated by any ERP or accounting or billing system is correctly understood by the other ERP or accounting software. This is also required for ensuring uniformity in reporting to the IRP. Schema ensures e-invoice is machine readable and interoperable, that is, invoice or format can be readily picked up, read, understood and further processed by different systems like Oracle, Tally, SAP, etc. What is the basis of e-invoice schema? E-invoice schema is based on PPOL or Universal Business Language or UBL with certain customizations to cater to Indian business practices and legal requirements. Is there different invoice schema for different sectors or businesses? For example, traders, manufacturers, service providers, professionals, etc.? No. E-invoice schema is a single standard applicable to all businesses in the country. Many optional fields are available in the schema to cater to the requirements of specific businesses and practices followed by industry and trade in India. What is the file format in which invoice has to be reported to IRP? Invoice details in prescribed schema, that is INV-01, have to be reported to IRP in JSON format. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It can be thought of as a common language for systems or machines to communicate between each other and exchange data. As the ERP or accounting software will generate it, taxpayers need not worry about it. This format is also used in the GST system for reporting all data to the GST system. What are the various types of fields in e-invoice schema? Data for fields marked as mandatory have to be provided compulsorily. A mandatory field not having any value can be still reported as nil. Fields marked as optional may or may not be filled up. Many of these are relevant for specific businesses, for example like batch number, attributes, etc., to cater to specific scenarios like e-way bill or export cases. Some sections in schema are marked as optional, but if the section is selected, then some of the fields may become mandatory under it. For example, the section e-way bill details is marked as optional, but if the section is chosen, then the field such as mode of transportation becomes mandatory. What is cardinality as mentioned in the schema? In the e-invoice schema, for each field, cardinality is marked as 0, 1 or 1, 1 or 1N and so on. This is done to denote whether a field is mandatory and whether it is repetitive in nature. For example, a notation that starts with 0 would imply optional field, whereas if it starts with 1, it would imply a mandatory field. However, if the notation ends with 1, then data for the field can be entered only once. Whereas if it ends with N, then the data for the field can be entered multiple times. Can the supplier place their entity logo on e-invoice? Is this part of the schema? Elements of invoice which are internal to business, such as the company logo, etc., are not part of e-invoice schema. After reporting invoice details to IRP and receipt of the IRN, at the time of issuing invoice to receiver, for example, generating as PDF and then printing as paper copy or forwarding via email, etc., any further customization, that is insertion of company logo, additional text, etc., can be made by respective ERP, billing or accounting software providers. What is the maximum number of line items which can be reported in an invoice? The limit is kept as 1000 at present. It will be enhanced based on requirements in future. In the invoice schema, the amount under other charges, that is at item level, is not part of the taxable value. However, some charges to be shown in an invoice are leviable to GST. So how to mention them? Such charges can be mentioned which are taxable, for example, the freight, insurance, packing and forwarding charges. It may be added as one more line item in the invoice. In the e-invoice schema, there is no placeholder for mentioning TCS, that is tax collected at source, collected by suppliers under Income Tax Act 1961. What to do? At present, there is no separate placeholder for this field in the schema. Including it in a schema will be examined in the next round of revision. However, as a workaround, the field of other charges, that is in invoice level, can be used to mention TCS where it doesn't form part of the taxable value. It may further be noted that INV1 schema is only to report specified invoice particulars to IRP. Once IRN is obtained from the portal, the business may add any other elements not relevant to GST while issuing invoice finally to the buyer. In the current schema, there is no provision to report details of supplies not covered under GST. For example, a hotel wants to give a single invoice for a B2B supply where the supply includes food and beverages liable to GST and alcoholic beverages outside GST. For items outside GST levy, separate invoice may be given by such businesses. The field differential percentage of tax rate is not available in schema, which is applicable on leasing of vehicles purchased and leased prior to 1st July 2017. What to do? This is not relevant or applicable after 30th June 2020. In case of credit note and debit note, is there any validation with respect to referred invoice number? No linkage with invoice is built in the view of amended provisions of GST. Some HSNs which are otherwise valid are not accepted by e-invoice portal. What to do? HSN directory is being aligned with the GST system so that it is updated and uniform on all systems, that is customs, GST system, e-way bill system and e-invoice system. For a seamless e-invoicing journey, try ClearTax e-invoicing solution. It's fast, dependable and affordable. Visit einv.cleartax.in to begin now. If you have more questions on e-invoice and want to suggest any video topics for us to pick, please feel free to post them in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.